Welcome back to the Tuto Money Super 1 British Karting Championships. OK Senior is up next with Pavel Belentsev and Mark Kimber on the front row. Ben Barnicoat, local favourite, and James Lingard on the second row with him. Bobby Game and Vasquez are there on the third row of the grid with the likes of Jamie Flynn, Ryan Green, Roy Johnson and Dean McDonald trying to charge their way through from the back of the grid in slippery conditions. Here we go. And Mark Kimber is going to try and break through to the front. He hasn't been able to. Look at Ben Barnicoat. He just knows where all the grip is around this place. Dives to the inside, almost takes the lead away straight away there from Pavel Belentsev on the Ward Racing machine as the field jostles and dices for positions. This is a very interesting start. Look at how many places Dean McDonald has made up already as we got a couple of karts running a little bit wide there on the exit of the right hand. Whoa, in a straight line. A little bit of a bucking bronco already there for the 27, I think that is, of Sebastian Alvarez as they work their way through on the first lap.
Jamie Flynn up the inside at the hairpin, had the lead at Shennington, of course, before he sees the engine. Let's see, 48 going through the shot is...
That's Pavel Belentsev, and I think Barnicoat's going to get him for the lead. Mark Kimber is going backwards. Have you seen where the 47 is now? He's right at the back of this queue. It's the 96. Dean McDonald battling there with the 96 of Joe Turney as they bang side pods. We've got more rain falling on the circuit now. Sam Faulkner dives up the inside, and so too does Bobby Game on the inside of the 27 of Alvarez. Oh, that's a little bit of a moment for Jamie Flynn.
Flynn trying to go up the inside and ended up costing himself a couple of places, made that 3 places. Ben Barnicoat out front for McLaren these days. He won the Kartmasters Grand Prix event here earlier in the season for the 6th time in what was one of the most exciting last laps you'll ever see. Went from 4th to the race lead in the final complex. It was quite amazing. Catch up with that on YouTube.
Sam Faulkner. Oh, that's the number 7 of Bobby Game trying to dart up the inside of, I think that was Kasparis Vasquez. But if you get a shot of Ben Barnicoat in the next couple of minutes or so, take a good look, because now that he's in the lead here at PF International, you'll never see him again. Oh, that's the 27 of Alvarez trying to make the move on the inside of Bobby Game. I think he got the move done under brakes. There is Barnicoat out in front. This is almost literally his back garden as, over the curbs goes Vasquez, and that has dropped him down 2 places behind the 7 of Bobby Game and behind Dean McDonald as well. Sam Faulkner a little way up the road from these guys now. The 45 trying to make his way through. That's Sebastian Persson. Very international championship this one, the OK Senior. Lots of drivers from sunnier climes have come over here to be in the absolute wet and drizzle of PF International.
And the reason for that, of course, Jake, is in October we've got the World Championships here, so a lot of these drivers have come over just for a little tune-up.
That's a very good point. We've got some international flavour from the likes of Ethan Tan from Singapore is here. Flynn Jacks from Australia is here as well, and several from elsewhere around the world as Dean McDonald tries to make the move on the inside of Bobby Game. Oh, there's a little bit of a nudge. And is that going to be Dean McDonald through on Game? Yes, it is.
A little bit of contact as Dean went past, but no real damage done. They come back out down the hill to the hairpin. The man on the 63 kart's Roy Johnson. He started at the back of the field, so he's on the move.
Oh, it's getting a little bit hectic in the midfield as Kimber makes the move on the 62 of Oliver Clark, and Alvarez is trying to come around the outside. The 46 in that lock as well, Ilya Morozov. Jamie Flynn is trying to make up progress in that one. You can see him there, the blue and yellow card on the number 5. Here comes the 27 up the inside. That is Sebastian Alvarez, makes the move. Oh, and Flynn very nearly picks up another position there on Mark Kimber. Champion in waiting, of course, Mark Kimber. As Johnson is about to lose a place to Ryan Green. Green goes up the inside, and as a result of that, 2 more are going to get the place. Now that is Joe Turney and Ilya Morozov. Morozov up the inside. Whoa, Joe Turney nearly has nowhere to go.
Mark Kimber is pretty much the champion-elect on the 47 kart. He just doesn't want to get excluded from the race. There he is on the 47. He leads the championship.
Well, Roy Johnson's made a place. Got through there on, I think, the 25, that must be. Up the inside, Jamie Flynn makes the move on Kimber. Kimber goes wide, Green goes through, Turney goes through. So that's all gone well for them. Oh, and there goes Vasquez. Kasparis Vasquez is gone.
Mark Kimber there, got hung out to dry around the outside, but frankly, doesn't want to get involved in anything. That's Vasquez trying to get it going again.
A little further into the race.
Joe Turney.
Joe Turney! Joe Turney is spun on the exit of the infield S's.
He's never getting that going.
Oh,
pushing
no.
it like that. Probably needs to pick it up at the back and push it and drop it down. He's got more chance of getting it going then.
Well,
either that or eat some Weetabix, Joe.
Well, that's the end of Joe Turney's season, effectively, isn't it? Now, Sam Faulkner has got pressure from the 63 of Roy Johnson. Faulkner's going to try and hold on to the place, but Johnson has got that neatly done on the inside line there, chased down by Bobby Game. Then it is Jamie Flynn. The 27 and 26 are next. That is Sebastian Alvarez and Ryan Green as the field continues to charge forward, but still Ben Barnicoat out in front. We've got Pavel Balantsev, and I think the 36, James Lingard, was able to get a very decent run at the front of the field. There's Turney's kart being wheeled away. There's Barnicoat. And in behind, that looks like the 48 still of Pavel Balantsev, who's staying with. That's 36 Lingard. So that's the podium. Fourth is McDonald at the moment. Then it's Roy Johnson in front of Sam Faulkner and Bobby Game. Jamie Flynn comes next in front of Sebastian Alvarez. Then it's Ryan Green in front of Sebastian Persson. Mark Kimber, champion in waiting. 62 Oliver Clark, and then Ilya Morozhov. So fair play to Pavel Balantsev, I have to say, in this one, Alan, because he's staying with Ben Barnicoat in his back garden.
Indeed. I'm sure Balantsev will be here for the World Championships, and Ben Barnicoat pretty sure will too. Both of those will be contenders for that title. That's Bobby Game. He's having a great end to the season, I have to say. Bobby Game, he was going really well at Shellington at round 9 before he seized it. He's made his way past Faulkner, obviously, and it's probably one of the best runs we've seen from Sam Faulkner as well, Jake.
Yep, Sam Faulkner doing an absolutely cracking job here at PF International. He's been running dual campaigns through the course of the season. And Sam Faulkner trying to chase down Bobby Game in the very damp conditions here at PF International. With some pressure from Jamie Flynn now as well on the 5. Here he comes.
If there's any justice in the world, Jamie Flynn should be getting a win in the Super 1 Series at some point, because he had it all tied up at Shellington before he seized the engine. He was a good 2 seconds clear from the whole field before his engine blew up, and he ended up nowhere.
2018, I'm sure it's going to happen for Jamie Flynn. If he just keeps on, the motivation needs to stay high. He just needs to keep pushing. Now look, Ben Barnicoat is kicking on. Not a bad run at all then from the McLaren Works GT racer on the Blancpain grid. But he's your favourite kind of racing driver, Alan Tadei. He has not forgotten his karting roots.
Absolutely, comes back to karting on a regular basis. I like to see that. We don't see that anywhere near enough from people that move into those other things.
Here goes
called
Flynn!
cars.
Oh, Flynn very nearly gets right into the side of Faulkner, and Faulkner has to try and fight back. Can't quite make it stick on the inside line there. So problems, unfortunately, as Faulkner loses the place to Jamie Flynn. There's your leader, Ben Barnicoat, just cruising out in front in a race that's already seen retirements from the likes of Ethan Tan, Carl Anton Gerner. Ben Wooldridge only saw 2 laps of competition before Kasparis Vasquez spun out there at the top of the bridge. And Joe Turney, that's the big one. Joe Turney out of the race and out of the championship for 2017. There's Barnicoat, though, making light work of things. Look, this is just playtime for him out front, isn't it? He knows this circuit like the back of his hand, and he absolutely loves coming here, racing no matter what the kart is. He just loves having a play.
It does help if your dad is the circuit manager here at PF International. His dad, Paul.
He's got plenty of experience around there. I have to say I'm very grateful to the Barnicoats. Earlier in the season I happened to pop in just to see what the track looked like in person. For the first time I really got to have a proper opportunity to have a play. And they let me go out in one of the Arrive and Drive corporates. It was great fun. It's one of my favourite circuits in Great Britain now, as Jamie Flynn sets a new fastest lap. Look, Dean McDonald is starting to close in on James Lingard, who is the leading rookie in this race. In fact, he's the only rookie in this class. Oh, that's getting very close as Ryan Green gives Sam Faulkner absolutely no room for negotiations on the Litchfield Bridge.
Well, Sam Faulkner was running well early on, but he's going backwards now.
Oh, that's Alvarez. Sebastian Alvarez has gone. That's a real shame.
Into the last lap, though, it is Ben Barnicoat that takes a comfortable victory.
Oh, a bit of a
second.
tussle for second place. That is Balantsev almost getting beaten there by James Lingard. Flynn is going to come across the line in front of Roy Johnson, but it looks to me as though Lingard has got an incorrectly positioned front fairing. He's going to get docked a couple of places for that. Bobby Game comes across the line there in front of Ryan Green, and Sam Faulkner is going to have a similar penalty, and that will dock him below Mark Kimber, the new champion for 2017, and 9th place, Sebastian Persson.
Ben, wasn't quite as exciting as the final at Kart Masters, but a comfortable weekend for you in the end, I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty tame. I had a very good start, got into lead on the first lap, and then, yeah, the kart was working very well in the wet conditions, managed to get a big gap. Dried out a bit and it got a bit tougher. Well, I still held the gap, but I wasn't edging away anymore, but I'd done what I needed to do, and then, yeah, brought it home. Yeah, big thanks to Terry Fullerton, Mark Rose and Martin Parrott. Kart's been great all weekend.
Mark Kimber then is the 2017 champion in OK Senior. Joe Turney the runner-up and only a point ahead of Oliver Clark with Jamie Flynn and Bobby Game in tow.